Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are just about to do a Zoom interview with actress Bettina Skye. She is due to appear in the April 30th episode of the animated series Titus. So let's take a look at this fabulous interview that I did with actress Bettina Skye. Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here in my fabulous pink kitchen, as you can see. And my guest for today, I'm so thrilled to be interviewing her. She is a fabulous actress, fabulous, Ms. Bettina Skye. She's a gorgeous actress. She's been acting for so many years. And Bettina, welcome to my pink kitchen.
That's adorable. Where are you? Are you in Long Island?
Yes, I live in Long Island, and I live in Lido Beach. And I live a block away from the ocean, and I just crossed the street and I'm on the beach.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So, yes, darling. And I'm so happy that you're my guest today.
Thank
But
you.
I want my audience to know a little bit about you before we get into the questions.
Okay.
Bettina Skye, actress Bettina Skye, has been working as an actress for as long as she can remember. She was accepted into the Actors Studio as a teenager and had the opportunity to study with Lee Strasberg, just like Marilyn Monroe, until, of course, his passing. Over the past many years, Bettina has worked in over 100 films on films and television programs. Bettina recently won the Best Actress Award for the role of the landlady in A Tall Drink of Water. Am I right about that? It's not a water, it's Walter.
Yeah.
At the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, as well as Best Actress Award for the role of the creepy mother in Playdate at the Brightside Film Festival. In 2012, she won the prestigious award of Best Actress in the Hudson Valley. Steve Buscemi, who I also interviewed, by the way, at the Hamptons International Film Festival, won for Best Actor that year. Some films currently making the festival circuit are Happily Ever Alley, A Cosby Life, Better Safe Than Sunny, I love that. Go, Don't Go, and Talking to God. She can be seen on Netflix in Orange is the New Black and Super Dark Times. On Amazon in Collar, Landing Up, Death Before Discomfort, and Night Job. You can also purchase Teenage Blood-Sucking Bimbos. That's interesting.
This is like an old blurb. The name of that has been changed to Girls Just Want to Have Blood, and you can get
Girls Just Want to Have Blood. AKA Girls Just Want to Have Blood, which is
and that's on Amazon. Yeah, that one's on Amazon.
From Amazon, and the award-winning series on YouTube, Demon Doctor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, my first question I always ask every filmmaker or actor is, tell my audience what inspired you to be an actress.
When I was young, I used to watch Carol Burnett at night. I would sneak it because my parents didn't really want me to watch television that late.
Yeah, me too. I had that problem also.
But that was very exciting. I loved all those different weird characters that she did. That was what I really wanted to do. I thought that was great. And also when I was young, my parents took me to different like children's theater, musical children's theater that I liked, and I wanted to do that. and just watching television. I thought, well, I should be doing that. I like watching the commercials and the television shows, and I thought that would be super fun for me to do. So even as a very, very young age, I just thought that's a, great, creative, fun thing.
So Carol Burnett did it for you, huh?
Yeah, I really loved her. And Tracy Ullman years later.
Yes, Tracy Ullman.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about Cher? Did you ever watch the Sonny and Cher show?
Yeah, I was very into that as a kid, yeah.
I loved her as Laverne. Remember Laverne?
Yeah.
She was hysterical.
Very funny, yeah, I love that.
Laverne. Did you have one particular, was it the Carol Burnett show? Was that like your favorite TV show of all time?
At the time, yeah, I think, yeah.
At the time. Interesting. Well, she was very funny. I mean,
yeah, she's also really great. Like she does, she could do serious stuff too.
Yes.
She's great. Yeah.
Well, that's an actress.
Yeah.
That's what being an actress is all about.
Yeah.
To get into the role. I grew up, I fell in love with the movies because my father took me to the movies when I was 3 years old. And I saw these people on the silver screen and I was like mesmerized. And I said, what is that? What is that? He said, that's a movie and those are actors. And I said, oh, well, I want to do that, and I was 3 years old. So I was like so mesmerized by I grew up with movies and TV. And to this day, I watch television from morning till night. I'm a TV, I mean, young people today, they don't watch television. They look at YouTube. That's what they do. Yeah. But I love television. And my favorite TV shows were like, I don't know, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I Dream of Jeannie. I wanted to emulate Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. Those are people I wanted to look like. I wanted to look like Marilyn Monroe. I wanted to look like Jim Mansfield. I wanted to look like Doris Day. I love Doris Day. She was like she still is like my idol, Doris Day, because of the clothes that she used to wear in the movies, the glamorous clothes that they used to wear. I was always mesmerized by those people. Now, tell my audience about your experience working with Lee Strasberg. I mean, Lee Strasberg, he was like a legend. What was it like to work with him in the school? And basically, what did he teach you?
Well, he invented the method. It was very much about going into your past and digging up traumas and being able to express that into the character. So it was very powerful work. I mean, I don't know if now that's something I use so much because I think it can be a little dangerous. It's a little traumatic for people, for me too at the time, because you're digging up some things from the past and it's not always so helpful and healing if you don't know what to do with it. So, I mean, I certainly did that for 4 years and some of it I still use in creating my characters, but there's much better ways of using your emotions and expressing yourself that are much more present. I currently study with a different teacher. It's Sandy Shurin, and she's really helped to stay in the present moment, where I think Lee was very much like, it's so much digging up your past that I think it can be a little dangerous. But
so in other words, the method acting, explain to my audience, because there's young people out there, they want to become actors. Explain to my audience, what is method acting? Exactly what is it?
It's mostly having to do with being able to find the truth of this is my explanation. Someone else might tell you differently, right. But finding the truth of the character emotionally and being able to express your own emotions, real emotions, through the character. And that came about because before that, like in the 40s, 50s, acting was very externalized. It was very stilted and fake kind of, and big and external. And Lee Strasberg came along and said, like, he wanted to do something more real and more people can feel it. So that's where he came up with the method to access a person's deep-seated emotions and express them through the art of acting. But I personally think that can be a little dangerous if you don't have a good therapist on hand or someone to help you.
Yeah, I think
Thinking
that's
of
why
this
maybe
stuff.
maybe that's
Yeah,
why Marilyn Monroe was such a mess. Who the
I
hell
think a lot
knows,
of people
right?
doing the method went crazy. I don't
Yeah.
think it's that healthy. I mean, the acting's great, but I think it can lead to emotional problems. That's my personal opinion. Like everyone else, not going to think that, but
Yeah.
that's how I see
Well,
it.
that's a fair judgment. That's a fair
Yeah,
estimation of,
yeah,
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. Why
yeah.
not?
But I mean, it
Absolutely.
was fascinating. He certainly knew what he was doing, and we certainly got
Well,
very.
I remember her in that movie, Don't Bother to Knock, Marilyn Monroe, when she played in that
Wow.
movie.
Okay. I don't know that offhand.
She played in that movie with Richard Widmark. It was called
Okay.
Don't Bother to Knock. And I would have to tell you, out of all the movies I've seen her in, that probably was the least, well, I shouldn't say least glamorous. She was still glamorous in that movie, but she played somebody that was mentally ill.
Oh.
And she was fantastic in this role.
Oh.
But because Hollywood, people didn't want to see her like that. They wanted to see her. Well, that's what the Hollywood producers felt. They felt, well, she's a beautiful woman and she's glamorous and she's sexy, and people don't really want to see her act that dramatically. So she didn't get roles like that. She used to get upset because she wanted to play, deeper roles.
That
But
would be
that
fun to
role
play.
probably,
Yeah.
yeah, that role, despite the fact that they praised her acting ability in Bus Stop, I happen to think that role, she was better in that role. If you have a chance, go see the movie. It's called Don't Bother to Knock
I
with
will.
Richard Widmark, and she plays a woman that is mentally disturbed. She's
I'd love
actually a
to see that.
babysitter. She's actually a babysitter in the movie.
Oh.
So I know it sounds creepy, but she was
No, I love
very
that
good
stuff.
in that movie. It's the only movie I've ever seen her act that dramatic. Like even Bus Stop. I mean, people praised her in that, but I thought she was better in Don't Bother to Knock.
Well, I love Bus Stop, but I will look at that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Richard Widmark. And now you recently won the Best Actress Award for your role of the landlady in A Tall Drink of Water.
Just
And
thinking, you're reading from like an old blur, but yeah, I did win that.
tell
That was
how you
great.
were cast in that role. Tell us the story of how you were cast in that role.
It's directed by the Kramer brothers, who are awesome. I've done a handful of movies with them. And Grace Soriano, also, I think she was the writer director of that one. Um, uh, that that one, yeah, I played a really creepy tenant. So I did a few movies with this one company. That was one of them. I think originally I got cast in the first movie called God's Law, where I played a crazy prostitute. And that one, I heard they were filming like near my hometown. I think I read about them like on social media or something. And I think I tracked them down like, hey, you're filming right near me. I'd love to have a role in this part. And I sent them my materials and I got cast in that. And from that, they gave me several other roles like Playdate and It's Always Sunny and
So
I
they
Told
liked they
You.
liked your resume. They liked what they saw, and
I
they,
think they like, what I brought to the role, I guess,
yes.
and they like working with me.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting title, A Tall Drink of Water. Well, what's that
Well,
all
Grace, I
about?
think she had like 3 films in a row that was kind of like, I had this one character, I got to do it 2 times. I don't think I was in the third one. So it was like a trilogy. And she liked the idea of each name having like a twist on a metaphor or something. So it was about this guy named Walter. I don't know how much I could tell about each thing. And I was the landlady and he needed a place to live and I was weird and creepy, but so was he. So so the next one was called It's Always, what was it? It's Always Sunny. What was it? I forgot. Do you have the name of that other one? It's Always Sunny.
Yes, I do. Let's see. It was Tall Drink of Water. Let's see. Better safe than
Yeah.
sunny.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Instead
So
of
she
better
likes doing
safe
like
than sorry.
right. So she likes doing a twist like on an old metaphor, and it kind of made sense for the film and the character. So yeah, and that so I got to play that creepy landlord again, and it's Better Safe Than Sunny. And both those films, and then another film I did with them called Playdate made
Yeah, Playdate.
Playdate. I
Now
think.
you won Best Actress for this role of the creepy mother in
Oh,
Playdate.
yeah, that was.
Tell us about that role. Tell us about your character in that
I mean, I
movie.
love playing weird characters. So when he told me I got to play a weirdo, creepy mother, I was very excited. And that was something he just offered me. I don't, because he already worked with
Was
me a few
that a featured film or was that a
short
short?
film,
It
a
was a
short film,
short.
and that is still making the rounds. That's been in over 50 festivals. It keeps winning all kinds of awards
50 festivals.
for like
Wow.
3 years or something. Yeah, he keeps getting into all these different festivals. It's an interesting little weirdo short. Yeah.
Well, people do like the macabre.
Yeah.
They like creepiness.
Yeah, they do.
They like it. They love it, actually.
Ew.
It's amazing. Now, in the entertainment industry, you are revealed that you are compared to Kathy Bates, Annie Potts, weird, eccentric character actors with a dark, odd sense of humor and a streak of volatility.
Yeah.
Do you like playing these roles? It
I
seems
like
like you
playing
like them.
characters. Like when I think one of my favorite roles was when I did Girls Just Want to Have Blood, which we was talking about before. I played a drunk prostitute mother. That was
A drunk prostitute mother.
it was
Oh
so
my
fun. It was
God.
so fun. And I also played a prostitute in a film called La Maestra. I had a tiny role, but I just like these weirdo roles. I mean, I've played all kinds of things, from old ladies, to senile, crazy people, to, and sometimes when it's like a bigger movie, like I was in, what was it called? Super Dark Times. That was a bit of a bigger movie. It got on Netflix. My part's small. I played a school secretary. I, just did that job. They made me look older, and I did that. And
That doesn't bother you
no,
because you're
as
an
long as
actor. You're an actor. You
yeah,
don't
as long as I
care.
could do different things. I mean, I just
No,
did another old lady.
years ago, certain movie stars, because of their image, they didn't want to look like Marilyn Monroe wanted to play these deep parts, but they wouldn't give it to, like I mentioned before. But there were a lot of movie stars, they would never play a bad part, like they would never play a bad person in a movie, or they would never play an
Right.
evil person in a movie, or an ugly
Right.
person in a movie, because they felt that it would just take away from their image.
Right. Well, I'm less about image and more about the art, I guess.
Yeah.
The art of creating a character.
I honestly think it was more about the glamour. They always wanted to be glamorous.
Right.
Or maybe Hollywood only wanted them to be
Yeah.
glamorous. Like
Yeah.
Lana Turner, she was so beautiful and so glamorous, So, and you never saw her in really any movie. I think the only movie I saw her in that she was very glamorous in it in the beginning, and that was Madam X. Do you remember that movie, Madam X?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
But she never won an Oscar. This woman never won an Oscar. She never got the Academy Award, but she was a real movie star.
Yeah.
Definitely a real. Out of all these, out of all the movie stars from other years, yesteryears, did you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite movie star that you wanted to emulate?
In my youth, I really liked Liza Minnelli. I liked Cabaret. Like that was really, and that's got some interesting weird characters in there.
Yeah, you're right.
I liked Carol Burnett in Annie. Did you see?
Yes, she was excellent.
She was beyond good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you like being compared to Kathy Bates? She's
yeah.
You are like a Kathy Bates.
What?
Like even now when I'm talking to you, you do remind me of her so much.
Yeah.
She
does
an
great
amazing
characters,
actress.
and she's fantastic at them, right?
Yeah, and what's great about people like her, actors like her, you could be 100 years old and you could still act.
Well, I don't think I'm ever stopping, so you know.
Don't ever stop, darling. Don't ever stop. You know, my thing has become the talk show host, the entertainment journals, but I think I'm well suited for that. I really do.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was my calling, because I'm a Gemini, and the Gemini is the communicator. And
Right.
I think that is why I love what I do. I
Yeah.
love interviewing fabulous people like yourself, because
you.
you're fascinating to me. So now you have done all these eccentric, macabre, creepy roles, and that brings me to your most recent role, where you do the voice role of Mrs. Greenlee on Titus. Mrs. Greenlee, first episode was in episode 5. She also appears in episode 6, which is coming online April 30th. Tell us about your character in this, where it's an animated series. I've interviewed so many actors from it, and I've also interviewed the filmmaker himself. But tell us about your character.
I mean, I don't know how much I can really say about the story.
You could say, you don't have to tell us, you don't have to tell us what happens. You just have to tell us about your character.
Yeah. Well, they drew me really well. I look very attractive as an animated, in the animated version of me. So that was really great. I mean, it's really about like my husband. Something happens to my husband and I get interviewed about him. And so it's kind of like a small side character, but it's very interesting about what happens to me. I don't want to say too much, but it was certainly fun to do. And, because you're at home and I have a fancy microphone, and I just, they sent me the script and I did it a few times, and the director asked me to do it a little differently. And then I just did it again, and he put me in a few episodes. So it was really fun.
Now tell my audience how you got cast in this.
My memory is that my friend Solomon, who is awesome.
I love him.
He's a doll. He was cast in it, and he said, hey, they're looking for these few more roles. And I think I had sent over my voiceover tape or maybe my reel. And then I think he asked me to do an audition voiceover, and then that's how I got that part. I think he had me read for several of the characters, and when he heard my voice, he was like, oh, you're perfect for Mrs. Greenlee, because I think I have kind of a raspy voice, and he wants something that's, I don't even remember 100%, he wanted something that sounded kind of like raspy, maybe sexiness, but not, I'm not too dark. I'm not really dark in this. I'm not the dark one in this particular series. I'm not a creepy one. There's other creepy ones.
Yes, I know, because I've interviewed them. Them.
My role is not really creepy. It's kind of like I'm nice and charming, really.
Well, you do. You have a charming voice.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what your character looks like? The cartoon character. What does it look like? What do you look like?
When I see it, it looks like an attractive businesswoman. That's what it looks like to me.
But elaborate. I mean, are you a brunette? Are you a blonde? I mean, see, you're a redhead. Are you a redhead or something else?
No, they didn't make me redhead. It's like
you're not a redhead. Are you a brunette?
Yeah, dark hair. Yeah.
Dark hair. Are you slender?
Very slender.
You like the way you look in the character.
Yeah, I look really attractive.
Wow, isn't that amazing that we could play cartoon characters and, really like what we look like as the cartoon character. But I always would want them to make me look the way I really look, because I like the way I look. So,
you look great.
Yeah, I would like to play, Platinum Blonde's character. So, but we'll see. I'd like to get like a little role on that.
Maybe he'll give you a role.
So no, they should give me something, right? I don't care. It could be something. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something. Explain to my audience the kind of microphone that they give you to do these.
They didn't give me a microphone. I have a microphone. It's called the Apogee Hype mic with a pop filter. It's a special kind of microphone that I have because I started doing voiceovers like in 2020. I mean, I did a few beforehand, but in 2020, everything got shut down, and I had a few friends recommend to me what to get, and I could probably get even more upgraded equipment. But for now, I got this great microphone, and I use that for all the different voiceover jobs. So I happen to have, I have that.
So they didn't have to give you
They
anything.
didn't give me the microphone. No, that's my microphone. And I just did
see.
it like on my computer, like the way I audition for things. I, audition every day for different projects, doing self-tapes and Zoom auditions and things.
From
So
what I understand, everything now is through the internet. They don't even
Yeah.
want you to come. You don't even go in person for these auditions.
Yeah, I haven't been in an in-person audition in years. I don't even remember the last time I went on an in-person audition, and I don't know if I'm ever going to go on one. It's all like self-tapes. They're all
That's amazing.
I know, I don't like
Because
it.
I
I'm
will
not
tell
crazy
you,
with that.
I will tell you, I remember the days when I used to go myself, and I live on Long Island. I would have to, at the spur of the moment, they would say, we want you to come for an audition in New York City. And I said, you got to tell me these things a day ahead of time. I can't just get on a train and go into New York. It's a big ordeal for me. So I refused a lot of things because of that. But now, if you're doing everything online, you don't have to worry about running into the city and going on a crazy audition, and then
But
you don't
there's
get
other
it.
worries. You have to have a nice setup. You have to look good. You have to edit it if to make it look better. It's another whole set of problems, really, in my opinion. Like, I know it's easier because I don't have to like drop everything and run to the city, but also I'm not great technically, and I'm just really trying to get better at doing.
Well, I have to tell you, by looking at you right now, and we're doing this interview, you are very well lit. I have interviewed
Thank you.
Yes, you are. I have interviewed so many filmmakers. Now they should know better. And they look terrible. I've interviewed them. I says, put a line on your face. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Thank you.
And they're filmmakers and they should know, but I guess because they're so busy filming other people that they forget about themselves.
You have to figure out like what lighting, the top lighting, the side lighting,
Yes.
Everything is like so.
Go stick yourself in front of a window even if you have to. But some of them are in a dark room. The background is ugly.
Yeah, that's not right.
I mean, you have to really pay attention to these things. And some of these people could care less about how they look when I'm interviewing them. I'm all about appearance. You got to look good.
I put on some makeup.
No, you look good. You look good. No, honestly, I've interviewed people. I'm not making this up. Actors, filmmakers. Filmmakers should know better. An actor, they film people all day long. Don't you think they should know? Really, honestly, they should know.
Of course.
But they don't care.
It's part of our business to have a setup that works for auditions and interviews.
Exactly. Now, you play all these mysterious, macabre, creepy characters, and that brings me to my next question. You are working on a horror short, Trevor, which is which is currently filming. It's the website is the trevorhorrormovie.com, and Solomon is very excited about this. And your character in Trevor is the funny character of the movie. She is the comic relief of the film. You have to tell me about your character.
I haven't filmed it yet. We're filming it in May, but I'm like a sweet old lady when like all these crazy horrible things are going on around me, and I very much like just don't know all the things. Like I'm being swindled and taken advantage of because I'm old and a little senile, and I don't understand what's happening. So that's kind of my character, and you know, I haven't filmed it yet, but you know, I'm looking forward to filming it. We have a date set in May. Hopefully that will work out. I'm excited.
Yeah. Now, where are you doing your scenes? What state are you doing them in?
New Jersey. We're filming that in New
New
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is a short, or is this a feature?
Well, I think it's a short, but he wants to make it into a
Yeah, he
feature.
wants to
Like,
make it
he
into
wants
a
to make it into like a franchise.
Yes, he
Yeah.
told me about that.
He, you know, he loves the
Solomon told me
character,
about
yeah.
that because the character is a clown.
Yeah.
He's a creepy
Yeah.
clown.
Which I'm not too thrilled about, being that I'm a clown myself. I work as a clown, and I'm not too thrilled about having like creepy clowns out there, but it's such a fun, weirdo movie that I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one, you know.
So you found out about the role through Solomon.
Yeah, through Dave and Solomon, I guess. I met them all at a similar time years ago when I was in some other movie. What was that? I guess I don't remember. I became a part of the horror community. I did a couple of horror movies, and I met Solomon and Dave, and we stayed in touch for many years. And they've been great to know. And so now Dave put me in his movie.
Fascinating. Now
Yeah.
you've worked with a lot of very famous actors, haven't you? You've done.
Oh, yeah.
Solomon told me. Tell my audience about some of the actors you've worked with that you were really inspired by them.
I was in a movie called The Ice Storm. I had a tiny part, and I played a pharmacist. I had a whole scene with Joan Allen. That got cut out of the movie, but that was a very nice experience. The experience of it. I had like a scene where I was fighting with Joan Allen. That was great. It got cut out. You probably see me at the end of a scene where I'm like looking through a window of the pharmacy. I'm the pharmacist, and she steals a lipstick from the pharmacy, and we fight about it. And then that's cut. But at the end, you see me like looking through a window, like, where is she going? I don't know. But that was fun to work with her. She's awesome.
Who else? Tell us another story. I love hearing these stories.
I worked with Tom Sizemore in a movie called Collar. I played his wife in this crazy movie, and we had a few scenes together, and that was a lot of fun. He was going through a difficult time. I think he was just getting sober, so he was in a strange kind of mood, like trying to get himself together. And so it was a little interesting, I would say, but a lot of fun. He's a very emotional actor. So
Steve Buscemi was he like the most famous actor?
I did not work with him.
You never worked with him, but you were in
met him. I didn't meet him, but I've never.
I interviewed him at the Hamptons International Film Festival. I've interviewed lots of very famous actors, very famous. Pierce Brosnan, lots of, even recording. I interviewed Stevie Wonder even one time. I've interviewed lots of people, very famous people.
That's awesome.
But it doesn't
I'd say my favorite was Whoopi Goldberg.
I interviewed Whoopi. You know, she's very nice. People say, "Oh, how did she treat you? Was she nasty?" I said, "No, she was very
like
sweet."
The nicest. She was probably like the nicest star I've worked with. I did a 2-week project with her for it was a children's show. It was called Whoopi's Littleberg.
Whoopi's Littleberg.
I met Rosie Perez on that.
Rosie Perez, yeah.
Yeah, she was so sweet. And Whoopi couldn't have been nicer and more wonderful. So that was a good experience. And, you know.
Can you tell my audience what, out of all the roles that you've done and all the people you've portrayed, what was your most challenging role?
Okay. I was in a film. Oh, it was going to be hard to remember the name of that one. The most challenging role. I played a mother who sends her children off to be eaten by a cannibal. And I just couldn't figure out, like, how.
Did you know this? Did you know that this was going to happen? Yeah, I read the
script, and I just tried to.
No, did your character know?
My character knew.
Oh,
my character knew that her children, she was raising them on a farm so they could be eaten by these cannibals. That was the whole reason she was having children, so she could raise them and send them off to these cannibals. So that was, if you told me, like a challenge, because that was just like, how do you do that? So I was just trying to find, like, wherever places in myself I was mean or evil or hated people, or that was kind of a rough one, but people really liked that movie. It
Oh
was
my
just like one of
God.
these horror crazy movies with like lots of weird twists and turns, and you don't know what's coming. So I probably like destroyed the movie, because you don't know that until like halfway through that's what this movie's about.
So people didn't know that you were that evil, that you wanted your
Right,
children
right,
to be eaten by
right,
cannibals.
right.
Oh
And it's
my
not like I had a
God.
big part. I am not a big part of this movie. It's a small part, but that was the part that was just really hard for me to wrap my mind around, like as a challenge. If you're talking about a challenge, the other one was when I was very young. I got to play Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker, and I did that for a few years, because it was I grew up in Long Island, so it was in Farmingdale. There's like a very nice theater in Farmingdale, and Broad Hollow Theater. You probably know this theater.
Yes, the
And
Broad Hollow Theater.
yeah,
Yes.
I actually grew up near you in Merrick, and so I got cast in as Helen Keller, and we toured that around to schools for years, and I got to play Helen Keller, and that was a good challenge. When I was studying with Lee at the time, and so I had a lot of good like ideas and of how to get into it. And one of the things was I went and volunteered there's a place called the Helen Keller Institute, and I got to meet lots and lots of people who are deaf and blind, and that's where I learned finger spelling, so we could communicate. People communicate that way, like not only through their hands by finger spelling, but feeling the letters in their hands. And that was fascinating. That was a fascinating role. I
Yeah,
really learned a
Helen
lot.
Keller, that's not easy to play. You
Yeah,
played a blind person,
blind and deaf. Yeah,
blind and deaf. Imagine going through life like that. But
yeah.
I guess if you were born that way, you wouldn't know any better.
I mean, some people are born that way, and some people aren't. Some people become that. So
Yeah,
that,
I know, I know.
but that was a good challenge, because I felt like I did my best, and with that, and so it was a good challenge.
So tell my audience, what's next for you as an actress? What would you like to play?
What would I like to play, or
What's on your
something?
bucket list?
I would like to be I would like to be on a series, like a fun series, like Orange is the New Black was my favorite
Yes,
series.
you
Or,
were on that. Were you
yeah, I
like a
played an
prison maid in
inmate.
that?
Yeah, an inmate. It was tiny. It was tiny,
Yeah.
but I was on it. But I love that series, like something like that, where you have like a weird character and it's a series, and you're on. That's what I'd like to do, something like that. But I mean, I have a few things coming out. There's this movie called Fresh Kills, where I play an old Italian woman. That's going to be out in the theaters. It's called Fresh Kills, and Annabella Sciorra is in that, and Jennifer Esposito directed it. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's going to be coming out. It's going to be really good. That's
How do you
about,
find out about these roles? Do you have an agent?
yeah, of course. I have an agent and a manager, and I
Okay.
also submit for lots of things myself. So
Yeah, you have
plenty
to.
of
Can't
work out
rely on an
there.
agent. No, you
Yeah, I mean, a
can't.
lot of these things I got on my own, honestly, but I do have my agent and manager to like back me up for,
Yeah, like you'll find out about the role, and then if they're interested in you, then you go to your agent and you tell your agent,
work out the money.
work out the deal for me or
Yeah,
something. Do you do that?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, particularly with this one. And that's an interesting one, because it's about the mafia, but it's about the women of the mafia. So that's
What's the name of this again?
Fresh Kills.
Fresh Kills.
It's about fresh kills in Staten Island.
Oh, wow.
I had a good
No,
time.
you're not Italian, though. You're not Italian.
I'm not actually Italian. I'm actually was brought up Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because a lot of Jewish people play Italian people. I mean,
I
I've
guess.
seen it.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I'm Italian. People think sometimes I'm Jewish.
I mean,
Oh,
personally,
you're Jewish, right? I had breast cancer. Not to make it story, but when I went to my doctor, my oncologist, first time I was told to go to this particular doctor. He said to me, "You're Jewish, right?" And I says, "No, I'm Italian." And he said, look at the eyes. And he goes, oh, the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of Jewish women get breast cancer. Is that
Oh, wow.
crazy?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
he said
that.
that. He told me
I
that.
didn't
That's
know
why he
that.
thought I was Jewish. But
Oh, wow.
anyway, we are coming to a close with this interview. I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find more information about you. Do you have a website?
Yeah, I guess if you go to my website, bettinaskye.net, bettinaskye.net, and you'll see like the list of all the movies I'm in. And you can follow me
Bettina,
on
you
Instagram.
and
Yeah.
tell my audience your Instagram handle.
I guess it's Bettina Skye, BETTINASKYE. Follow me on Instagram because I post things there. On Facebook, but I think I'm full up on my Facebook. So on
Yeah,
I'll post
Instagram
things.
really
Yeah.
is the way to go now. That's what they're saying. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was such a pleasure to interview you. I
Thank
wish
you
you
for interviewing
all
me.
the luck in the world.
Thank you.
As we say in show business, break a leg. No pun intended. But don't go away yet. I want to throw you. I wish I was there to give you a big pink champagne kiss, but I'll blow it to you.
Got it.
And
Thank
don't
you.
go away yet, darling. We'll be
Okay.
back. Don't go away yet. We're going to talk some more after we stop recording. We will be back with more celebrity interviews right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine, darlings. Pink champagne kisses.
I am Titus, and right now I am dead. But when my soldiers finally awaken me, I will gain all power and become the ruler of this world.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
I don't know. I mean, are we really ready for this fight?
We have to be ready! The fate of the world may very well rest in our hands!
Well, if you put it that way, then let's get to it.
I will win this battle, Carlavon.
You may win a battle, Titus, but you will definitely lose the war.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my interview with actress Bettina Skye. She has appeared in over 100 TV shows and films. So, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. She's due to be on episode, I believe it's April 30th. She will be appearing as Mrs. Greenlee in the April 30th animated series Titus. So, as I mentioned before, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and always push the notification button to let you know when I will be publishing a new video. I always publish a video every Sunday or every Monday. And my YouTube channel is all about celebrity Zoom interviews and exciting fashion hauls at Amazon, Rainbow, Shein, and Fashion Nova, and of course Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works. And I love you all, and pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde. fancy dress to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh, I sip cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. This has been a CryBaby Productions, darlings.